Hi everyone, my name is Anna, and usually I like to talk about history, culture, and advertising, but right now I actually want to talk about a video I saw by someone named Jeff Wittek, who you might already be familiar with. He was someone that was once in the Vlog Squad. He now has kind of a big controversy with David Dobrik, and has had his own very popular podcast in the years since, his own show. He is a barber, a very interesting person. He has spent time in jail, which is where he says he learned how to cut hair. Now, this is somebody that has definitely left a collection of digital footprints, right, for us to go through. And all in all, I was not someone who was very against this person, who had a negative opinion, or really any formally formed opinion on this person, until I saw a video by him called I Investigate the Mexican Fentanyl Ring. That kind of content is really disappointing to me for several reasons. And I'm going to begin with the fact that as somebody who was born in Mexico and who doesn't live there anymore but has 90% of my family there, it is all very relevant to me when I see that the violence that many people experience at the hands of cartels and at the hands of police and corrupt government in Mexico is kind of made out to be a joke by people residing in places other than Mexico, but mostly people in the US who feel very comfortable making the entire country a laughingstock. And while you might think that it's more innocuous than that, and I want to agree, I have to say differently. I think since 2016, a lot of us have seen growing negative sentiments towards Mexico and people in Mexico. People who have come from Mexico to live in the US. And that's not just hurtful, but it's dangerous to people living here and people living in Mexico. I think something that is very sad that maybe Jeff Wittek hadn't considered before making a video like this is that as much as he wants to spread a message and spread awareness about how the drugs that you may be taking can have things in them that are more dangerous than what you think you're taking. How there are drugs that are tainted, there are things that you need to do to keep yourself safe if you're going to use. I can agree with that, but I don't think he realized that his audience consists of people living in Mexico as well. Maybe people who do use, maybe people who don't. But what those people are seeing is someone who, instead of going anywhere near where he lives, in California, in Los Angeles, to buy the same prescription drugs, street drugs that he bought in Mexico, he wanted to make a whole trip to this country specifically to film himself doing something he considered dangerous, thrilling, something that would make him money. And let's be honest, that's what this is. It's a way to make money. It's a video sponsored by Prize Picks, a gambling website. What it is disappointing, and I think that it alienates a lot of people that he was attempting to reach in the first place, because there is an important message behind be careful, right? Be careful with what you take, be careful with the people that you trust. That message kind of gets lost amidst the xenophobia that really, really comes across in the things that he was saying. I've seen people defend this video as the style of his humor, but humor can still hurt people, and I think all of us know that, right? I want to believe that this was extremely exaggerated, that maybe he bought those things here, or he tested them while he was there instead of bringing them back here, because honestly, if the video is as presented and he did everything he said he did in this video, it's not only disappointing, but as a lot of people pointed out, it's very dumb, it's dangerous, and it's something that the Mexican government won't look kindly on. And for him and anyone involved in making that video, they could easily block his entry, of course, but on some level, this fear is exaggerated because the people that suffer the most from depictions of Mexico as drug land and super dangerous, but also the place to get the cheap surgeries and the cheap drugs, the people that are hurt the most by that are Mexicans. So Jeff Wittek isn't even the one in the most danger here. And really, his whole spyglasses, walking down the streets, shouting for cocaine deal, it's making a joke of all of it. Him taking photos with Mexican police. It is very cynical to me, and it feels like a confidence that he's not going to get hurt. And in many ways, he's right. Because, let's all face it, he's not the one that usually gets hurt in these kinds of confrontations. And honestly, I believe that Jeff is someone who has seen the way that his privilege exists. I'm sure he understands the consequences of fentanyl and drug addiction, and yet I really have no idea how it got lost in translation so much, and really what gave him the idea that talking about a Mexican cartel and fentanyl in Mexico in this manner.
We're looking for. I want to find drugs.
Can you take me to somebody, one of your bosses or something? I want to talk to the main guy.
Oh, he's saying the glasses have a camera.
Oh, no camera. I got some coke.
Nice. Let's go with those guys.
Oh my God.
Hola. What do you do for a living?
Everything is normalized out here, bro.
I know.
You did it, my man. I got Klonopin, Xanax, Ambien, Adderall, Viagra. I got everything. We're gonna go nuts, man. We did it.
This police officer?
Yeah.
Cop?
Yeah.
You think he cares about the drugs we got? I love this place.
I don't see how it can be taken seriously, because I don't think he was taking it seriously, and that's just honest. That's just how it comes across. I don't even want to say something like he doesn't want to help people. What I'm saying is that the way he's going about it is wrong. It's hurtful. I think he can do better, but I think he needs to acknowledge why what he did was disrespectful to an entire group of people, right? And a country that's already dealing with enough. A lot of Mexicans get hurt when these scary depictions of the country and the people come out in popular media. Narcos came out, and all of a sudden Mexico and cartels are one and the same, and Mexican people automatically have some knowledge or connection to cartels. I'm sure that Jeff Wittek doesn't want to be known as a drug dealer for the rest of his life, so I don't really know why he would do something that paints all of Mexico as a drug-addled country fueled by greed and corruption. All this to say that I think you can do better. I think Jeff could have made something that was more impactful, that spoke to people working in recovery and addiction centers, and that actually gave more information while staying in the US. I don't think there's anything wrong with acknowledging the drug trade and how fentanyl does move from Mexico to the US, but the exploitative nature of the way that he went about this video is something to be criticized. Genuinely, I hope he does better. I hope that something changes, and I hope that he acknowledges how this is harmful. Thank you for listening.